Red Dead Redemption 2 is very interesting. You would think that 100% in Red Dead 2 actually means you have to complete the game entirely. That's why it's called 100%, because it makes sense, right? Well, according to Rockstar, you're a stupid bitch. Because 100% in Red Dead 2 actually does not mean you have to complete the game entirely. It only means you have to do certain objectives that will count towards the completion of 100%. So, like most other open world games, Red Dead 2 does have missions and collectibles where you have to collect stuff by running through the entire map while looking at a Reddit post which was posted like 4 years ago or something like that, because you're playing the game right now, or a YouTube video that will explain everything in order to get the stuff, which is very tedious. And this game has so many of these collectibles, like a shit ton of them, okay? But some of it is actually not too bad, as if you complete them, they will give you some good rewards like guns and other stuff like that that are rare and cool, right? However, this game is full of bullshit like any other Rockstar titles when it comes to other set of activities that you need to complete that can slowly turn from bullshit to nightmare within moments, okay? So, firstly, you have these set of challenges that you need to complete for 100%. There are like a total of 9 sets, and each set has like 10 challenges in them, which means a total of 9 times 10, 90 challenges in the game. Now, these are the most time-consuming thing about this game that you have to do. The worst part of it all is Rockstar tells you nothing about how to get the Legend of the East outfit, which if you go online, you will find out it is the most rewarding outfit in the game because it has a ton of buffs, and it is also the reward for completing all of these 90 challenges. Now, this is something that makes me so fucking mad. So you have most of these videos telling you that you have to complete all 90 challenges. However, there is a twist. You see, I completed the Gambler set of challenges and I got the outfit immediately. So I didn't complete all of the other challenges. So how do I have the outfit if I haven't completed all the other challenges? Then I found out that you have to only complete this Gambler challenge at least on PC to get this outfit, and not every other challenges as well. So why are all these other guides telling me that I have to complete all of the challenges in order to get this, but then this one guy makes a video that you don't have to do it, all you have to do is just complete the Gambler challenges, and it turns out that's how you actually get the outfit. It is so confusing, and I still have no idea if it is a glitch or it's actually intended, or if it is the way it is and this is the way you get the outfit. Pause. Post-production in Rager here, and I quickly wanted to talk about Sharpshooter 6 and why this is another example of this game being a complete nightmare when it comes to 100%ing it. The challenge will tell you have to kill someone at least 660 feet away with a long-scoped rifle. So you have to get a rifle with a long scope in it, no other scope is gonna work, and you have to kill someone who is 660 feet away. Sounds really simple and easy in theory, but not in practice. This is a complete bullshit of a challenge, and challenges like this should never exist. See how the game tells you find high ground for the best chance of a long range kill. The problem is that this game, the draw distance of Red Dead Redemption 2 is not even 660 feet. It's not that long. So what's gonna happen is, if you don't find high ground, you will actually never be able to see anyone who is 660 feet away from you. So you have to find high ground, because then that distance is created, but the enemy or the person that you're gonna kill will always be within your draw distance, right? So it's basically you're telling the players that, hey, there's a technical problem or technical limitation with the game, but we're gonna tell you to get the kill by going around the technical limitation. This is not a way you designing challenges. You cannot simply have a technical limitation and then tell me to go around it and complete that challenge or said challenge going around the technical limitation. That is such a bad principle to have while you're making a video game. Why this challenge exists? Completely, like, why? Because anyone that is ever going to play this and do this challenge will 100% know that, holy shit, I can't see anyone, they just keep disappearing, because this game does not have the render distance that far. So unfortunately, if you don't want to go on top of a high mountain, this challenge is completely impossible because you cannot see them and they don't even spawn. I don't think they actually spawn, and you cannot see them as well. So yeah, yet another challenge that is complete bullshit and just plays around of the game's technical limitation. What a complete joke. Moving on, out of all these challenges, you realize that some of them want you or forces you to go back to Blackwater, which is the side of the map that you can't access because it is simply not possible for you to go there as Arthur because of what happens in the story. For example, there's a challenge called Herbalist 9, and Herbalist 9 tells you to collect all sorts of plants in this game, which there are 43 kinds of plants. The problem is, firstly, they don't tell you which ones you already collected, so you have to manually track them, and secondly, 5 plants that you cannot even get in the main map. You have to finish the story, get Blackwater unlocked, and along with New Austin as well, and then you can get access to those plants as well. And just so you know, spoiler alert, Arthur will die at that point and you play as John, so playing as John is the only way you're gonna get those plants. Otherwise, there are some glitches that you can do in order to avoid that invisible sniper, but you know, I just didn't do it. Anyway, now, because I thought that you had to complete all of these challenges to get the Legend of the East outfit, I felt that it was impossible to play as Arthur and get the outfit because you have to complete all the challenges. Herbalist 9 makes you want to play the game as John, so it's impossible to get the outfit and play as Arthur, right? Well, now you know it's not true. What a shit show. We got the outfit now, but you need to have the Legend of the East satchel as well in order to make it way easier to complete the game, right? Without any backtracking, which is something you'll be doing in this game a lot. Only problem is that in order to get this satchel, you have to unlock all of the other satchels that you have before this. Okay, so to unlock all of those satchels, get ready for this. This is what you need. You need the pelts of 1 buck, 1 boar, 1 rabbit, 1 badger, 1 raccoon, 1 squirrel, 1 iguana, which are these things right here if you don't know what they are, 1 panther, which luckily spawns at only 1 area in the entire map, 1 bison, 1 beaver, 1 cougar, 1 wolf, 2 elks, and lastly, finally, 7 deers. Like, holy shit. Am I even playing a game of cowboy? Or do I want to piss off a vegan or some shit? And it does not even end there. You need to get the perfect pelts from all these animals, which means they have to be 3-star conditioned, and to do that, you must use different types of weapons for different animals. But none of these are any issues at all. The worst thing about hunting in this game is that they never wanna fucking spawn in the first place. They just don't. The game's gonna tell you, hey, this is the place where you found this animal before, and you're gonna open up the map and you're gonna see the game will mark it for you. But then you're gonna go to that place and for some reason you just can't find them. So you gotta save the game, you gotta load up, and you gotta keep loading it up again and again and again until you see it finally spawning, and then you get the kill. It's just not a good way to do this, but there's just no consistent way to really hunt in this game. And you know, there will be times when you're gonna be wasting hours and hours and hours for finding one particular animal that you were finding all the other times when you were not looking for it. You could see it everywhere, and now that you need it, you can't find it nowhere. But then the next day, you will find them casually, and it would literally make you feel like it was an insult to your intelligence.
Okay.
But I gotta admit though, once you get the satchel, the entire game becomes way less painful. Now that you got the satchel though, you will be doing the herbalist challenges, and they are tedious as fuck, but better than hunting with random RNG. Out of all the challenges, they are all complete nightmares in their own distinct ways. The absolute worst challenge out of all of these are the gambler challenges, which are completely luck dependent and kills the flow of the game so hard. And also challenges like this where you have to shoot off hats of 3 enemies in one that I use is so pathetically stupid. Like, why the fuck would I ever want to do something like that? Challenges like kill birds while on top of a moving train, disarm 3 consecutive enemies in a row without reloading a gun, which is basically telling you you gotta shoot 3 enemies when they're firing at you on their right arm. Sir, I'm gonna need you to stand still. And 1. Okay, I missed it. I'm sorry, sir. Stand still again, and Yep, missed it again, because of course. Alright, here's another guy. I'm gonna try this again. Ouch, stop shooting at me, and I'm missing all my shots, because of course, why not? Let's go. I missed my shot again. Did I do it this time? Yes, I did it. And you have to do what I just did for a total of 3 times without even reloading your gun. So you also cannot use Deadeye, which will reload your gun. So tell me, why should I do this instead of putting a bullet in their head? Rob trains, which basically means all you have to do is just take a ride on a train, go in the very back, there are no guards in there, take a fucking canned vegetable, and that's it. Because it took something from the train, it would literally count as you robbing an entire train. It's pathetically dumb and stupid. This guy right here sums it up pretty well, saying that he thought he would be robbing banks and stuff, but no, he's trying to kill chipmunks with a bow, which is most irritating animals in this game because they are never gonna spawn when you want them to, and when they do, it's so hard to tell whether they are chipmunks or a squirrel. What a mess so far. But fear not, because it will keep getting worse. Red Dead Redemption 2 is made in a way that depending on where you are in the story, the events and circumstances will change around you. While that is really cool and sounds cool as well and awesome from a narrative perspective, that also means you will have some missable content if you're playing through the story straight, because you simply didn't recognize them being in the game, or you didn't know that you have to trigger them. Rockstar also made it so there is no way for you to go back in any state of the game's narrative unless you were smart enough that you had an extra save. For example, there are 6 totally unique animals in Guarma, which is a separate map in Red Dead Redemption 2, and because of a storm that gets in your way, you end up in the island of Guarma. Now, make sure you have a separate save file here so you can come back to this island anytime you want, because otherwise you cannot go back to Guarma. By the end of the game, you will realize just how much Rockstar stretched the gameplay by giving you hunting requests, which are these missions you can do for a woman from the post offices. Pause. I actually wrote something about hunting requests and exotics, but it is so boring that you guys will leave the video or you'll probably fall asleep. So let me summarize it for you, okay? They both suck, except one gives you a cool gun and a hat, while the other one gives you a squirrel statue dressed up as John. They tell you, hey, get a perfect robin carcass, and robin is such a common bird. I mean, I have my windows open right now and I can see a robin up there. Right there I can see a robin. But guess what? In Red Dead Redemption 2, not only are they small, like so small.
That's what she said.
There are a total of 63 guns in Red Dead Redemption 2's story mode. Find 42 of these guns. Most of these guns, you can completely just buy them from the shop and they will count towards the completion, or you can find these guns in the wild, in the map. Again, there's a really cool map IGN has made. That's one of the good things they have ever done with their platform. And there's a map of Red Dead Redemption 2's every single collectible on their website, and I figure you should check it out if you wanna 100% this game. Anyway, so out of these guns, some are tied to missions which only Arthur can do and only unlockable the moment you're doing those missions. Not to mention, if you complete the mission, like the story missions, you will lose those missions. And one of the missions that I'm talking about right now is the Gunslingers mission. So you get to kill them and you have to take their revolvers and take their weapons, which are the unique weapons. If you haven't picked them up yet, unfortunately, there's no way you can go back and pick them up again. Next up, you have this crazy guy. Yeah, this game has a lot of crazy people. Even Arthur calls himself a crazy man. Anyway, he tells you that you have to get a complete set of cigarette cards for him, and he will pay good. There are a total of 12 sets, and you only have to give him like one full set, which means 12 cards of one set. So you can either buy cigarettes from the store and you can actually get the cards that way, which is something really good, and I really liked it. Like, it definitely helped me reduce the tediousness of this game. But you can just collect them in the map as well. So you can just collect them by searching up that IGN map and then just go through the map where IGN says so, and you will find the cards. Again, good job IGN for doing something good. So cigarette cards, exotics, hunting requests, and animal pelts for the Legend of the East Satchel are all the collectibles. I wish that was the case.
But wait!
because you still need to find dinosaur bones, which are there's like 30 of them in the map, and a couple of them are in New Austin, so you have to complete the story, otherwise you're not gonna get them. 20 dream catchers, which are these trees with decorated ornaments. 60 points of interest in the entire map, but for some reason you only need 1 for completion. Well, I'm not really complaining though. 10 rock carvings for a time traveler, clearing 6 enemy gang hideouts, which 2 of them, by the way, are again in New Austin, so you cannot do them before finishing the game, and you have to get all 6, by the way. Get 13 legendary fishes, and you also have to get all the other 15 species of fishes that are not legendary. They're the generic version of the fishes. Out of 16 legendary animals, you need to get only 5 of them. After 5 of these animals, you'll also need to complete the entirety of the campaign, including both of the epilogues, in order to unlock the final collectible. That's right, so many collectibles, right? And the final collectible that you have to unlock, I actually don't have any complaints against this last collectible, because you see, so far everything I'm telling you, they are all pointless. They don't really tell you any kind of story. They don't add anything, no emotional value, nothing. They're just complete chores. They're there to waste your time, to stretch out the gameplay. That's all it is. And then just to make them justifiable, Rockstar gives you some unique weapons, or maybe ornaments, or clothings, or cosmetics, whatever you want to call them, just so like they can say it's justifiable, right? But this last one that you unlock, I actually don't have any complaints against this one, because these are graves, and you have 9 of them, and you have to go open the map. Again, IGN map will have all of these graves, and you have all the graves marked on the map. Go to those locations and inspect the graves. That's it. Now you might be asking, what are the graves for, and why do they unlock only after the entirety of the story, including the epilogues? That's simply because the graves are basically of characters that have died through the main story. So these are major characters that have died. Those are basically their graves. That's why I have no complaint against them, because while you're gonna go for these graves, you're gonna go and visit some old locations, and it's actually really emotional. Like, you're gonna get memories of those characters back in that same location, and yeah, I have no problem against the graves collectibles, but that's the only collectibles I have no problems against. Now I want to go back to the gambler challenges for one last time, in order to understand how truly fucking abysmal it is to 100% this game. You need to take a look at this. So every game except for the 5-finger fillet has RNG in them, which are in the gambler challenges, okay? So for example, winning at dominoes without taking any piece out of your rack, winning 3 poker hands consecutively, which is actually easier than it sounds due to a trick in the game, and lastly, the most pathetic and absolute dog shit fucking challenge in any game ever, Gambler 8. Watch my video on this particular challenge just to understand how truly awful it is. I never actually knew how to play dominoes or blackjack or any of this. Having forced to do these awful challenges made me actually understand how you play them. So this game legit turned me into a real gambler at this point. By far, without any doubts, these were the worst part of this game easily, as you have little to no control over them at all. They are basically an insult to the word challenge in every way and shape imaginable. These are not challenges. Challenges are something that is difficult, not something for which you have no control over and you gotta get completely lucky. What were you actually thinking when you made them, Rockstar? So, after a total of around 270 hours, I finally managed to get like 100% Red Dead Redemption 2. Even though the game is great and you can definitely have a lot of fun in this game, no questions asked, the objectives for 100% are just simply an absolute nightmare to begin with. Now, remember what I said at the very beginning of this video, that 100% doesn't actually mean you complete everything? Well, I still have a ton of side missions or quests that I still need to complete in order to get 100%, like a true true 100%. Like they say, nightmares do end, and eventually it did end for me as well. And I was left with something truly special. I hope just like my journey, you were also left with something special, whether it would be emotional or not after watching this video. Thanks for watching and for the patience that you had. It took me way too long, like almost 300 hours total, to make this video from start to finish, including playing the game 100%ing it, editing, and everything else in between. So I hope you enjoyed, and like and subscribe if you really want to support me, and have a nice day. Perfect Narrator signing out.